This session we learn a numerical which is a combination of laws of motion as well as energy equations, and then we go for one more derivation, that is a potential energy of the spring. First we read the problem. A bob of mass m is suspended by a light string of length L. It is imparted a horizontal velocity v naught at the lowest point A such that it completes a semicircular trajectory in the vertical plane with the string becoming slack only on reaching the topmost point C. Say we write the figure here, say like this. This is the trajectory and this is the point where we have the suspension. This is the starting point, lowermost point, what we call as A. And it is given in this sentence, it is imparted a horizontal velocity v naught at this point, v naught. Now, we read next. Vertical plane with string becoming slack only on reaching the topmost point C. What do you mean by that? Say, as it is suspended, it starts moving on this circle. Once it reaches the topmost point C there, the string becomes slack. This is very important idea. Slack, that word is very important in solving the problem. That we think of later on. And then we read. This is shown in the figure we have written. Obtain an expression for V naught. That means we have to write obtain expression for V naught. And the ratio of kinetic energies at B and C, say in the textbook B is marked at this point. Say this is point B. We are asked to calculate KB, KC and their ratio. KB by KC ratio is asked. And then comment on the nature of the trajectory. That means once this ball reaches this point, what happens to its path? If the thread is cut and if the thread is not cut. That is what we call as nature of the trajectory. First we start with these ideas. Observe there are 3 points A, B and C. For each of these 3 points, we write 2 equations, say energy, total energy equation or conservation of energy equation. Then second one, laws of motion, that is Newton's laws equation. We do those things. I just rub this part of the problem there. I start from this point, that calculation. Say we start with that. First of all, at A I write. At A I write. At A, the lowest point. Say the whole thing is in the vertical plane. We imagine ground as the reference. So at the lowest point, A has the lowest potential energy, B is slightly higher, C is higher than A and B. And also we can take A itself as the reference for the potential energy. So at A, the potential energy of the object is 0. Therefore at A, total energy I write, it has kinetic energy only of mv naught square. We call this as equation 1. And I hope you followed why I took potential energy as 0. Because observe, if I draw this as the ground, this side and this side. So once we write potential energy of B, and potential energy of C, we have to subtract this height because this height remains common for all those things. That's why instead of taking the ground and making it complex to write, we take A itself as the reference and we write the potential energy 0 there. Then going for Newton's laws of motion equation, that is second law equation, we have to write down the forces acting on it. First we write down the force acting on it. Say its weight mg is acting down and its tension in the string is acting up there, and only these two forces are there, and because of these two centripetal force is acting towards the center. See there, center, O. Therefore, we write Newton's equation. This is from law of conservation of energy. From conservation of energy. From conservation of energy. From laws of motion, we write laws of motion, the force equation, we write. Say, at this point, effect is centripetal force. Therefore, as we learnt, we have to write centripetal force on the left hand side. mv naught square by L. Why L? They have given length of the string as L. Therefore, instead of R, I have written L for the centripetal force. It is given by these two forces. Observe, in the direction of centripetal force, that is towards the center O, T is there. That we have to write first. And in the opposite direction, mg, minus mg to be written. Say T minus mg. This is our equation 2. This is our equation 2 at A. Now, at B we write. At B we write. From conservation of energy. From conservation of energy. Conservation of energy. How to write? Total energy at B. It is at a height L from the lowest point. Therefore, it has potential energy. And its velocity, if we take it as Vb at B, so it has kinetic energy. Therefore, I write total energy equals half m Vb square plus m g L I write, mgl, because this is the lowest point at a height L. It is there, therefore mgl is the potential energy. From laws of motion we write. From laws of motion we write. So here also at this point we write the forces there. This way downwards mg and this way is the tension T in the string at B. Therefore, we can simply write T equals m, or else we write m Vb square by L. The centripetal force is tension there. Is tension only because mg will not supply anything, because mg is perfectly perpendicular to tension. It has no components on it. Therefore, T only supplies necessary centripetal force. This we call as equation 3 and this one 4. We proceed further for at C. We write at C. Later on we think of how to solve for the given things. Say, at C we write. At C we write from conservation law, from conservation of energy, from conservation of energy, at C, observe, at C its velocity is Vc and it is at a height from 2L from the lowest point A. Therefore, we must write total energy equals half m Vc square plus mg into 2L. This is our equation 5. And from law of motion, from laws of motion, we can write force equation. At C, mg is acting down and tension is also acting down. Tension is also acting down. Centripetal force is also acting down. Therefore, we must write m Vc square by L, which is equal to, both of them are acting down, T plus mg we can write. But observe, there's a word given in the problem. The string slacks when it reaches the topmost point. Slack means it's not tight. Therefore, we can take T as 0. We write that as string slacks at C, T equals 0. Therefore, we write mvc square by L equals mg, and we are getting first equation for velocity. M we can cancel, Vc equals root of GL. So once we got Vc, say root of GL. We call this equation as sixth one. Now using these ideas, equations, we can start with solving for V0 and Kb and Kc. So we consider further things there. I rub this off now as it is not required. We proceed further. Let me write down the things now. Say Vc is root of GL, and if you substitute that for total energy and apply the law of conservation of energy for A, B and C, we'll get all the things. I start writing it. Observe carefully. Total energy TE at C, I write half M. Vc square is GL plus 2mgL, this one. Therefore, what we get is 5mgL by 2 is total energy at C. In fact, according to law of conservation of energy, total energy at A, B and C must be conserved, that is, they must be same. Therefore, I can equate 5 mgl by 2 to equation 1. So, from 1 and this if you want to call 7. From 1 and 7, both the total energies are same. So, we substitute half mv0 square equals 5 mgl by 2. So, cancelling m, cancelling 2 there, V0 is root of 5gl. So, we got first answer. Velocity imparted at the A, at position A, lowest position A, V0. Once we got V0, we can calculate VB easily. VB easily. So, by that we go for the other ideas. Say total energy, how to calculate VB? We come from total energy expression. We think of total energy expression there. At B, we write at B, total energy is again, you can take total energy as what we have written as 5 mgl by 2. So, from equation 3 here, we substitute everything. Total energy I substitute it as 5 mgl by 2, which is equal to half mvb square plus mgl. If you rearrange the terms, m gone there. So, Vb square will be equal to 5 mgl minus 2 mgl. If you rearrange the terms, 2 cancels and 2 comes there. Therefore, Vb is root of 3 mgl. This is the formula for Vb. So, V0 we know, Vb we know, Vc we know. Once we know all these things, we proceed on to next part, the ratio of the kinetic energies. Ratio of the kinetic energies. I just rub these things. We go for the ratio of the kinetic energies at B and C. Second part of the problem, we write that ratio of the kinetic energies. Kb by Kc. Kb is half mvb square by half mvc square. Cancel these things. Vb square, Vc square we know. Vc square GL, Vb square 3mgl. Therefore, 3mgl, 3gl divided by Vc square is 3 mgl by Vc is gl. Vc square is gl. Therefore, this cancels 3:1. Kb by Kc ratio is 3:1. And as a last bit in this numerical, they asked us to compare, say, the trajectory, comment on the trajectory of the particle once it reaches the topmost point. Say, I write that rough sketch there. This is the point C now. Once it reaches C, it is having velocity Vc. What is root gl? What we have proved. As it is having velocity gl, if the thread is intact, it moves on the circle. It continues to move on the circle. If the thread is cut as soon as it reaches the point C, then it flies off like a projectile along the parabolic path, like this. So, this is what is the trajectory of the particle after C. With this, now we have to start with next concept, that is the energy or the potential energy of the spring. For that, we have to calculate work done by the spring, and then that will give us an expression for the work done, and that what is going to be stored in the spring as potential energy. We write, say, first thing, we have fixed a spring, unexpanded or not expanded or not compressed. So we have the mass m attached, and we call this as zero portion. Now we imagine that is compressed by pushing the block of mass m through x. Then spring gets compressed. At this point, a spring force acts this way. A spring force acts this way. We are compressing it in the opposite direction. If we write for the expansion, similar thing to be written. I write for the expansion, say block now will be here. The expansion will be like this, and this is the block. Expansion is x there now, and the spring force is this way. Once it is compressed, it this way, and once it is expanded, this way. Now we write down work done by spring force. Work done by spring force, we write Ws equals integral of Fs dx from 0 to xm, where maximum compression is denoted by, or expansion denoted by xm. And observe here, Fs, as we know, is given by minus kx. Ws equals integral of 0 to xm minus kx dx, and therefore Ws equals minus k integral of 0 to xm x dx. If we integrate this, minus k x square by 2 0 to xm, that is the work done by spring force. Work done by spring force now, if we substitute the limits, maximum work done by the spring force is minus kxm square by 2. For x, 0 substituted, and that gives 0. This is the work done by spring force. In fact, this work done by spring force is stored in the spring as potential energy. In fact, we do equivalent work in compressing or expanding the spring. That's why we are getting negative work done for the spring. What we do is positive work done, because observe here. Once we are compressing, this is the work force applied by us, F applied, what is equal to Fs at each and every moment in magnitude. And the displacement in this way. Therefore, force and displacement are in the same direction. Therefore, we are doing the work, positive work on the spring. But spring force do the negative work. That's why we are getting that. In the same manner, for expansion also same thing. Observe, spring force is this way, applied force in expanding it is this way. Therefore, applied force and x are in same direction. Therefore, work done by us in expanding it is 0, is say positive, but spring force is again negative. That's what we are getting now. Say, once we got expression for work done by spring force, as you can see here, if you think of expanding the spring from x1 to x2, we get in this thing Ws equals minus x1 to x2, x dx with k there. What we get as k x2 square minus x1 square. As we can see now, work done depends on final and initial positions only, which is a characteristic of a conservative force. Therefore, we can take spring force is conservative. Spring force is conservative. Spring force is conservative. Therefore, we can relate or we can generate a potential energy expression for the spring force like this. V of x is half kx square. This is the potential energy stored in the spring. Work done by spring force is negative, so much of energy is stored in the spring. Our work done by us is positive, so much of work is stored in the spring as a potential energy that we define as half kx square. And this half kx square will give us again F equals minus kx, which is nothing but the definition of the spring force. That also shows it's a conservative force. So we know for conservative forces F is minus dV by dx. We substitute for d and we must get minus kx here. We substitute for v, half kx square by dx, which will lead us to half k differential of x square with respect to dx, which will lead us to F equals minus half k into 2x differential. So cancel it, minus kx. So potential energy, if we take half kx square for the spring, it results in the spring force back according to definition of conservative force, F equals minus dV by dx. Therefore, spring force is conservative and the potential energy expression for spring is half kx square. And this potential energy can also be derived by using the graph of, say, force versus displacement that we take up in the next session. There I conclude this session.